Hello everyone, I am the Golden Scouta, and welcome to my Dragon Ball GT Episode 1 review. I want to preface this review, and to be review series, I am not going to be reviewing Dragon Ball GT episode by episode, and that I'm probably going to review this series about 3 to 5 episodes at a time, on average. I mean, unless if I think one episode deserves its own separate video, it's going to be in chunks. And the other thing I want to say is that these videos are not going to be on any type of schedule, and that you'll just be getting these videos just every so often. But now that we got all that out of the way, let's start the review. So the first thing I want to address about GT is the art style and the soundtrack. These two things heavily contribute to GT feeling like a more dark and gritty show in tone. And honestly, this is one of my favorite aspects of GT. And I have heard the criticism that this tone shift is really jarring, and it makes it hard to transition from Z to GT. And yes, it is a very valid criticism. Anime Ajay actually goes into great detail about this tone shift through his analysis of the art and animation. I'll leave that video in the description if you want to see it, since he does explain the tone shift far better than I ever could. So Goku and Oob fighting was probably the most entertaining bit to this episode, and while it might not seem to be too impressive that Goku is only in his base form, the fight is at least decently choreographed, and when it is revealed that Goku is Majin Buu tier in his base, makes his strength seem that much more impressive. It is also enjoyable to see that Oob doesn't seem timid in the slightest anymore, and that him and Goku have developed a master-student relationship and friendship with one another. All while this is happening, Pilaf, Mai, and Shu make their first appearances since the Piccolo Daimao arc. And I have to say, seeing them again, especially since before Battle of Gods was a thing, I welcomed it, and it was very nostalgic to see them again. That of course has been desensitized for me since we've gotten a lot of Pilaf in the gang in Super, but at least their ages make sense in this continuity. I suppose this is where I should talk about the Black Star Dragon Balls, the whole driver of this show. While I do like how they are a set of Dragon Balls that scatter throughout the 4 galaxies, rather than just the Earth, their existence being revealed this late in the series brings up some questions. If they were hidden away so deeply in the palace, why were they able to be found so quickly and easily, and why weren't they at least locked away? If the intention for them was to never be used, why are they all in one place, and not intentionally scattered throughout the palace? Also, couldn't Kami just destroy them, and that would definitely ensure no wish would ever be made on them? Did the Great Elder on Namek also have a set of Black Star Dragon Balls? I may be thinking about it too deeply, but these are my general thoughts on the Black Star Dragon Balls. Another thing I need to address, Goku turning into a kid again. I am on the same page as everyone else whenever they say that Goku being turned into a kid again should not have been a thing. But I don't think that it really drags down the series or Goku's character, because Goku is still completely in character in this series. Goku may have reverted to a child physically, but not mentally, and that's why I honestly don't have a real problem with him being turned into a kid again. I get that it was to help recreate that feel for the original Hunt for the Dragon Balls with the whole Grand Tour, but we'll get to that whenever we get to that. So after all of the Black Star Wish plot is done, we get into the reintroduction of Pan, which is kinda hard for me not to look at as a retread of the whole Gohan trying to be normal subplot of the early Majin Buu arc, where he kinda takes down those robbers. But I mean, in this case, Pan doesn't have to hide her identity, because she's the granddaughter of Mr. Satan. This whole thing does result in the whole classic date of the superpowered girl running off because he is afraid of her. It's cliche, I know, but it at least made the bank robber scene have some sort of point to it. by showing us what we assume is a normal day in the life of Pan. Honestly, this is probably the most universally liked and sympathetic Pan is ever going to be in this series by fans. I really do notice that people think that she is an annoying character, but I think she's just a fine character with annoying moments. None of them necessarily ruining her character for me, but that's just me. At the end of the episode, it is revealed that Goku and everyone else has 1 year to find the Black Star Dragon Balls, or the Earth will be destroyed, setting up the plot for the Grand Tour. You know, Episode 1 of GT did do a fine job at establishing the story and the tone that this show is going to have. The Black Star Dragon Balls may be one of the most cheaply introduced plot devices in the series, but I do give GT credit for getting the ball rolling and having an objective established by the end of the first episode. Even though the arc to come isn't the greatest, and it misses everything what made the first Hunt for the Dragon Ball so great, except maybe the visuals. The visuals of this coming arc actually are pretty interesting. If I were to give a rating to Episode 1 of GT, I would probably give it a 6 out of 10. But anyways guys, that'll do it for the review for today. Let me know what you thought of Episode 1 of GT in the comments section. And with that guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.